The U.S. economy added 1.4 million jobs last month. We've added a record-setting 10.6 million jobs since May. The unemployment rate plunged, really to the surprise of many, all the way down to 8.4% in August, and that's the second largest single-month decline on record.
Okay, the president touting some pretty good numbers today. Joining us now is Mark Mix, the president of the National Right to Work Committee. Happy Labor Day to you, Mark. How close do you think we are, I guess, just to start off with, of getting back? I remember those days of 3.8% unemployment, 4% unemployment. Are those days coming back?
I think so. I think so. The policies that the president has initiated and implemented prior to coronavirus made the economy strong. It helped manufacturing come back to the United States. It helped those states with right to work laws, frankly. We saw job growth from 2009 to 2019 up 43% in the right to work states versus the forced unionism states. So we're hopeful things get back to normal.
Yeah. The right-to-work states, though, could be in trouble with Joe Biden coming around here. The president, you know, is pretty strong in some of these union states, has got some of that blue-collar support. I want to ask you, what do you make of Joe Biden's response to that? It seems like he's really trying to push it even further left.
Absolutely, Rob. He has actually come out in favor of repealing all 27 right-to-work laws. He and his running mate, Kamala Harris, have indicated they would sign a right-to-work repeal bill that would eliminate all 27 right-to-work laws and compel every worker in the private sector across the entire nation to pay union dues as a condition of getting or keeping a job. That's bad policy for America, and we believe it's bad policy for America's workers. We know that Donald Trump attracted something like 44% of rank-and-file workers in the 2016 election. If he stays with his policies of more jobs, more opportunity, I think he'll win them again.
Yeah. So do you think that if Biden was facing a different candidate, he wouldn't have to go this far over, but because the president has that support base, Biden has to somehow one-up Donald Trump by going even further as far as unions?
Yeah, Rob, I think the only thing he does is please the highest levels of the union leadership, the union bosses. He pleases them. But rank-and-file workers believe in lots of other issues, and they know they can hold union officials accountable by being able to vote with their pocketbook in a right-to-work state. You know, we have to look no farther than the UAW, United Auto Workers crisis that's going on right now. The fact that 11 executives are now either guilty or in jail for extortion and racketeering. Those are not my words. Those are the U.S. attorney up in Detroit's words about the scandal going on up there.
Let's talk about unemployment, and let's take a look at just some numbers here. Monthly unemployment, weekly unemployment. We're going to bring up both of these here real quick. In August, you got that 8.4%. We're finally back to single digits. The change, 17.6%. The president very proud of that. How strong is that number considering the current state of this country?
Well, it feels like it's really strong, and it feels like it's good news. But, you know, I think if we shut this economy down again, which I don't think can be done, but if they do it again, obviously the damage is going to be even more dramatic. I think one of the things we haven't seen yet are the small businesses, the mom and pops that have been shut down and shuttered that probably won't make it back. I know that some of the bigger businesses have survived and gotten through this, but it's the mom and pops in lots of small towns and cities across the country, particularly in those states that have been the most onerous in their shutdown provisions, that are probably going to suffer. And I don't think we've seen the true impact of that yet, Rob.
You know, somebody said to me over the weekend, they said that you're not going to really feel what's happened here to this country until we take all the Band-Aids off that we have on right now. We're trying to keep everybody from feeling the real punch. Do you think that's true?
Yeah, I think that's true, and we'll have to see how long this goes. We do know this. One thing that we shouldn't do is send more money to these states that have been mismanaged even before coronavirus. I mean, you look at Illinois and California, they're demanding, in fact, begging for federal bailouts for failed policies of the past. And I think if we can make people whole based on the coronavirus damage, that's one thing. But spending trillions of dollars to bail out New York and Illinois and California, New Jersey, Connecticut, that's the wrong policy for America. I think the president understands that.
What do you think about the deficit, the federal debt? I mean, the only person that ever talks about it anymore is Rand Paul, and we're just running up the money so high.
Yeah, well, Senator Paul is the sponsor of the National Right to Work Act, so he's been a good friend of voluntary unionism for sure. You know, there are those in the camp that say it doesn't matter. I believe it does. I know that as an individual, as a family, I have 6 children. 4 of them are actually in paid education right now. So we have to make our budget balance. You'd think the federal government would have to do that too. And someday those pigeons are going to come home to roost. There's no question. And we just can't go any farther. And there's no way this money can be paid back. Just like the Illinois pensions. Those promises that were made to Illinois state employees by the union officials and those bureaucrats, they're not going to fulfill those promises. And that's a really sad state of affairs for those folks.
It is sad. It's really, really scary when you think about that number. Mark, thank you so much for your time. We really do appreciate it.
My pleasure, Rob. Thanks for the opportunity.